Thanks for watching the video today. An absolutely insane day in Afghanistan. Near the Kabul airport, after a warning that there may be some blasts, there are two bomb attacks and a suicide bomb attack in the area. It's devastating footage to see, so brace yourself as we go through this. The first thing that I caught that was pretty stunning was there was a broadcast from TRT World. This reporter was going live as one of the blasts happened, scared the hell out of him. Watch this.
I just heard another explosion in the distance, and we're getting reports of gunfire in an area called Darul Salam. That's where the... Did you guys hear that? That was a big explosion.
Okay, we want to make sure that you're safe if you think you can continue.
Really, really tense.
Really tense, to say the least. That's how things started off. And then we have all these explosions. And wait until you see some of the stuff I'm going to show you. Don't go anywhere because you're going to get it all here today. This is how the reports started to flood in as we realized those warnings were as right as can be.
Two explosions at dusk came less than 24 hours after the UK and US government warnings. The American intelligence about the location of the blasts was accurate, just near the Abbey Gate to the Hamid Karzai International Airport.
Great, so we knew exactly where this was going to happen. We knew exactly where this was going to happen, and we let it happen? Have you seen the video of the carnage of bodies strewn all over the place, blood all over the place? It's too graphic to show you on here. I would get it pulled off of my channel if I did. We knew the exact location where this was going to happen. And just like we've had a failure to communicate anything through the system, through CENTCOM and down to the forces in Afghanistan, we've had a failure to go and secure this site where we knew there was going to be a blast. And on Fox News, a witness to the explosion called up. This person is a translator for the U.S. government.
I'm an Afghan translator for the United States Marine Corps. I was over here to go to the airport and get on the plane and get out of here. There was an explosion that happened inside the crowd. A lot of people got hurt, and I got a baby girl that she was 5 years old. She died right in my hand. So I don't know what exactly going on over there, but I think some of the Americans, they got hurt too. And so people are running around. And so I'm going to speak a little bit louder.
So he said he believes some Americans had been hurt, and yes, they have. We had 13 casualties, perhaps more or perhaps a little less than that when this all gets ironed out, which is more than we've had in a very long time. I'll show you the casualties by month in just a bit. Another eyewitness to the blast, some graphic content here as well.
My dear brother, we were there and suddenly there was an explosion. We climbed out of the water and saw that many people were affected by the explosion. People were hurled everywhere, their brains scattered. There were also foreign forces who had fallen. People started running away, and we got out. I saw at least 400 to 500 people there. The explosion was really powerful. Half were hurled into the water, others on the ground outside. We carried the wounded here on stretchers, and here, my clothes are completely bloodied.
My God, that is somebody who witnessed this as it happened, that from Reuters, and unbelievable first-person account of what was going on, to the general explaining what went down today, something we knew was likely going to happen, but that we didn't stop from happening.
The attack on the Abbey Gate was followed by a number of ISIS gunmen who opened fire on civilians and military forces. At this time, we know that 12 U.S. service members have been killed in the attack, and 15 more service members have been injured. A number of Afghan civilians were also killed and injured in the attack. We are treating some of them aboard HKIA. Many other Afghan civilians have been taken out to hospitals in town. We're still working to calculate the total losses. We just don't know it.
So they're trying to find out exactly how many people so far. Needless to say, it was pretty chaotic. And CNN running the big warning, and I'm going to give it to you as well as some of this footage starts to roll in. And it is really, really tense stuff.
Just into CNN, we have the first images, the first photographs of the scene following this bombing here. Please take a moment here, because I do want to warn you, they're disturbing, as you might expect. So take that moment, and we're going to show some of them now.
Got a wheelbarrow.
Some of the casualties, civilian casualties, it seems, taken away in wheelbarrows from the site of this attack, taken by eyewitnesses there. You can see the injuries. It also gives you a sense of where this attack took place. This is a corridor, in effect, leading into the airport. It is a very confined corridor.
Very much so.
And those kinds of corridors, number one, they put people in a very confined space, makes for...
You've seen some of the photos now as they were running them. Let's keep going, because here's a bullet point list of what we can say happened today. Some say 3, some say 4 explosions, some say even more than that. 27 U.S. casualties, 12 dead, 13 dead. The numbers are rolling around. It's traumatic. At least 60 Afghans killed, possibly many more, according to some of the videos that I've seen. ISIS has claimed responsibility. Biden, the president, taking to the microphone to talk about that. We'll discuss that later. The Pentagon's going to continue airlifts, and we've got less than 5 days to get out of this country. What a catastrophe. Who do you blame for this? Hit me up in the comments. Is President Biden to blame? Is the Secretary of State to blame? Is CENTCOM to blame? Is some of the Afghan commanding force to blame? Who is it that we can blame for this unbelievable situation that we face? Or was this an inevitability? I hear a lot of people trotting that out. I don't think as bad as it has been is as bad as it needed to be. Here are the numbers by year and month of the casualties in Afghanistan per Wikipedia. And as you can see, from 2018 on, they have been very low. In 2018, in total, there was only 15 fatalities, 22 in 2019, 9 in 2020, 2021, 14, and we haven't had any since, I guess, February of 2020. That was the last fatality, was February of 2020, as you can see here on the chart. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and all of a sudden 14, the biggest number since 2014. Unbelievably violent day, and you have to wonder, could this have all been predicted or handled in a better way? Here is the Secretary of State finally saying how many people are still left in Afghanistan. And they keep saying people who want to leave. I can't imagine there's a ton of people who are like, I totally want to stay for this Taliban thing. The Taliban vacation, just leave me here. Fly on out. Finally, we get some numbers.
Many of you have asked how many U.S. citizens remain in Afghanistan who want to leave the country. Based on our analysis, starting on August 14, when our evacuation operations began, there was then a population of as many as 6,000 American citizens in Afghanistan who wanted to leave. Over the last 10 days, roughly 4,500 of these Americans have been safely evacuated.
Still 1,500.
Along with immediate family members. Over the past 24 hours, we've been in direct contact with approximately 500 additional Americans and provided specific instructions on how to get to the airport safely.
So they're still talking about the airport as if there's a way to get there safely, which is, I mean, as you can see from this video so far, not a thing. We still have 1,500 Americans, 500 of which they've talked to and told how to get to the airport, and we're going to stay with the motto, leave no man behind? I don't see how that's possible. Do you? Let me know if you think there's a brighter way out of this. But things look pretty rough as far as I see it. And, you know, the president said not too long ago that all of these incidents in Afghanistan haven't really done anything to the credibility of the United States. And I want to tackle that before we wrap things up.
I have seen no question of our credibility from our allies around the world. I've spoken with our NATO allies. We've spoken with NATO allies, the Secretary of State. Our national security advisor has been in contact with his counterparts throughout the world and our allies, as has the general, excuse me, I keep calling him a general, but my Secretary of Defense. The fact of the matter is, I have not seen that. Matter of fact, the exact opposite I've gotten. The exact opposite thing.
The exact opposite has happened. We actually have more. We have more credibility with the world. And now we're seeing some of this data coming out. America's reputation has taken a hit in a number of foreign countries, especially the United Kingdom, over the past several days of chaos since the fall of Kabul. And here you go. In Australia, net change -1. Brazil, -8. In China, -11. And all the way down, Japan, -8, -6, -10 points in the United Kingdom. Adults in each of the following countries were asked if they had favorable or unfavorable views of the United States. This has been a catastrophe on an international scale. And if we go to the national scale, it's not looking good for the president. By 68 to 16%, Americans say the Afghanistan evacuation was handled badly. The percent that says the evacuation was handled badly, 55% of Democrats, 76% of independents, and 84% of Republicans say that this was handled badly. 69% of U.S. adults who say the evacuation from Afghanistan has been handled badly blame President Joe Biden. The vast majority of people who think this has gone like crap blame the President of the United States for it. Disapproval for how President Joe Biden is handling the situation in Afghanistan jumped to 51% from 42% in the last week. That's disapproval going up from 42% to over 50% of people who were aware of what was going on. It is a mess. We have less than 5 days to get 1,500 U.S. citizens or adjacent to citizens, people with U.S. passports that are headed back to this country or somewhere else, out of Afghanistan. When we use phrases like those who want to go, I think we're in la-la land, because not many people want to stay with suicide bombings, with ISIS rolling in, with the Taliban taking over. I don't think you're going to have too many holdouts who go, I'll roll the dice. I'll flip the coin. Let me see if this thing doesn't work out over here. They probably almost all want to go. And we've only talked to 500 of them. We're going to leave 1,000 behind? What do you think about all of this? What do you think about what happened today in Afghanistan? And what do you think the next 5 days are going to look like, most importantly? We'll, of course, be here with videos from this and anything else that happens around the world. If you're new around here, if you like this video and you want to spread the word, hit that share button right now and encourage your friends to watch and follow. I'd appreciate that. If you're new around here, at facebook.com/thenewsjunkie, hit that follow button. You'll get videos just like this every single day. Also on youtube.com/thenewsjunkie, hit subscribe. You can be supporters on both platforms. I'd really appreciate that. It makes a big difference. Helps me do these videos. And some of you will get magnets, the News Junkie magnets, very, very soon for that support. Thank you for watching the video. I look forward to your comments, and we'll talk to you again real soon.